Welcome back to the Mullen Performance Audio YouTube channel. I want to talk subwoofers today. Um, I want to go over kind of some ideas. Some of these are going to be personal ideas. Some of these are going to be actual, legitimate. I'm not saying I'm not legitimate. It's just some stuff people do. I understand why they do it. And I just want to go over a couple things and be like, well, you have better options. And because a lot of people will buy subwoofers and strictly they either buy them off the way they look, or they'll look at the box and say, oh, this subwoofer does 4,000 watts and I have a 4,000 watt amp, or a 1,000 watt amp and a 1,000 watt, and that's perfect. It's a perfect combination, but it doesn't always work out that way. So I want to start actually on the big end of things and work my way down, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because I want to start with the specific subwoofers that are for certain, because every subwoofer is different. Every subwoofer does a different job. Let's start with the Trinity H18 here. Okay. Why would you buy this? This is going to fall into the category of a very specific niche of what you're trying to do. This subwoofer is 4-inch coil, long excursion, high excursion, whatever you want to call it, surround, decent sized motor, thick spider, really stiff spider. I mean, that's me. That's as hard as I could push on that. And it's really not moving. So something like this is going to be your demo type subwoofer. This is going to be something that you're going to need 4 to 5 cubes for. You're going to have to probably talk to a box builder on this one. This is not going to be really slapped in the back of your car, and you're not going to throw you a 1,000 watt amp on this. You shouldn't throw you a 1,000 watt amp on this and say, hey, I'll never blow this sub up, because that's not the way it works, guys. This is going to be something very specific for what you're wanting to do. This is what's I'm getting 6 of these for I got 4 of them over there. I'm getting 2 more for the Dirt to Demos build. This is just for simply, this subwoofer's for me for having fun. That's all this is for. This is for a good time. This is the party sub. We'll call this the party sub. If you like to party and you got the power to use this is what I'm going to use this for, this application myself. So let's work down. I got a variety of subs here, different manufacturers. We got Trinity, which is Sky High brand, Sparked Innovations. We Got Hutchinson, which is no longer in business anymore. B2, Kicker. So, I mean, this is a wild bunch of subwoofers here. My taste in subwoofers is not just one specific brand. I'm not brand loyal, guys. I like all the ladies. Now, this right here, I would call this this is Rich and Ed designed this as basically like a retro type subwoofer. This is for the guy. I'm not going to joke around, guys. This is for like the old bass heads like me. This is this is an old bass head subwoofer right here. This takes the best of a lot of the stuff we grew up with in the 90s and kind of applies it to a new standard. Very good. Look at this. Look at the magnet slugs on this compared to the 18. I mean, this is a 4-inch coil, also same 4-inch coil. This is a 12. That's an 18. Tie basket, TI basket, tie. I call it tie basket. I don't know why. I think of titanium when I say tie. TI basket. I think this is a 10-inch spider in here, hiding in here. I think, if I'm correct. This is something you would see kind of in a very specific build. I don't know if you'll see very many of these in like your daily beaters. This subwoofer right here was, how much were these? $600 or $700, which is about the same price as these. These were like $800. These were like $600 or $700. I wouldn't say this would be your daily, running around subwoofer. It would make a great daily, don't get me wrong. Just something that I think you have to like set your expectations when it comes to subwoofers. What your limiting factor? This is your limiting factor. This is not your limiting factor. This is your limiting factor. You are going to have to be very careful when you choose an amp first. When I say, when guys that come to me and they say, what subwoofer should I buy? And I'll say, what kind of alternator do you have? What kind of amp do you have? And they're like, why? And I'm like, guys, if you don't have the energy, if you don't have the food to feed the beast, this is going to do you no good. Going out and buying this just because you can, again, to throw it on a 1,000-watt amp it's not going to be worth it. It's not going to be a good time. It's not going to be the best you can get for yourself. Choose everything by your electrical. I have a 79 Malibu sitting outside that has a JS 400 on it. It's got it's got a really good AGM and one of these cap banks over here in it. I'm going to say that's probably only good for roughly 6,000 to 7,000 watts ish of power. So what kind of sub should I use? Well, whatever amp I'm going to use, roughly 6,000 to 7,000 watts, something I can use 412s on. I'm going to upgrade because I want to use 4 of these in the car. And I want to give these at least 2K a piece. So I'm going to upgrade the battery system inside of the car to help me run these efficiently. If you want to step down to something like a Hutchinson, which you can't buy these no more, but this is a Neo sub, step down in size. Usually when you step down in size, you step down in power. This right here, which they say does not take a whole lot of room, roughly, almost say 2 cubes, roughly, for this. This one right here, I'm going to say roughly 1 cube for something this size, maybe a little bit less. I always try to pick, you need to team your amps and your subwoofers up together. I hate it when I see guys with 1,000-watt amps, 1,500-watt amps, 2,500-watt amps. This is a 2,500-watt amp. I would not put this on this. I would be lucky. I would be kind of hesitant to put it on this, but I would be happy to put it on this, or this. I can turn this down if I have to. If I am sending these suckers to the moon and I am just full mechanical limit, throwing those suckers out of the gap, then that's fine. I could turn it down just a little bit. And the only thing that will limit that will be how much heat soak you get inside of these woofers. This, you'd probably have to you would have to push this to clipping. You'd have to clip the shit out of this amp to get it to do really anything good on this one or this one. That's why I always say, guys, what kind of electrical do you have? That is going to be the dictating factor in any subwoofer system you buy. The B2, little 6.5 here, I'd put 500, maybe 500 watts on this thing. Clean, guys. Don't clip your shit. Clean, 500 watts on here. The kicker, same way. I'd stick a good clean 500 watts on this. I don't know what it's supposed to have. I don't have my glasses on, but I'd throw 500 watts at that. But again, clean power is going to be what you need. I always laugh because I will see guys, with, their amps thrown in the trunk and some 4-gauge tinned aluminum wire, not OFC, CCA wire kits, and they'll have an amp like this, you know, and they'll have it cranked all the way up. They have the gain cranked all the way up. We know those guys. Some of you are those guys. I was that guy back in the day. I mean, but I've learned since then. But that's what I'm trying to get at. I've learned what works. 118 that is set up in a bad setup, you could get, you know, depending on how bad the setup is, you can get an 8 in a really, really good setup to be close to, say, a 12 in a really, really bad setup. Car audio guys, like I said, you got to remember, car audio, it's a hobby for us. It's not always something technical for everybody. A lot of guys just want to throw their stuff in and be done with it. They don't want to mess with anything else. You know, they want to get in there, listen to their music, turn up their and just enjoy life. And I'm okay with that, you know. But for the guys that want to get a little bit more serious with it, just remember, your limiting factor on your subwoofers is going to be your amp and your electrical. That is going to be your limiting factor when choosing what subwoofer you want. Don't overbuy. That's probably the best thing. If you can take anything out of this video, don't overbuy. Buy a subwoofer that is a step down that you think, if you're not 100% sure, buy a subwoofer, just step it down. You know, if you can step it down and then get you, maybe in the future, get you 2, cool. You just got to remember, you got to have the space. So like I said, maybe 4 to 5 cubes, maybe 2 cubes, maybe 1, maybe half to 3/4 for both of these. Don't buy one of these and throw it in a 2 cubic foot box and expect miracles out of it. Okay. So that's all I want to say today, guys. My garage is an absolute mess. I haven't been out here at all. There was, again, cobwebs from the ceiling to the table. I hope this kind of sheds a little bit of light if you are wanting to buy. It's tax time, guys. So if you're going to buy some subwoofers, buy a step down. That's the best thing I could tell you. Buy a step down. Don't buy this if you ain't got the power for it. Don't buy this. You ain't got the power for it. Step it down. Buy something a little bit smaller, something you can throw a ton of power to for what you have, and then you have the space for it. And you will be happier with a smaller subwoofer that you could max out than one of these that's barely moving. So that's all I want to say. Again, personal opinions. Don't get all technical on me, guys, because I'm not a technical guy. I twist wires together, and that's what I do. I don't care. So, love you guys. See you in the future. Dirt to Demos content still coming. It's back to being cold here again. We got one day in 60 degrees, and then now it's back down into the 20s and 30s again. So, we'll have the Dirt to Demos done this year. Hopefully I have a bunch of content coming for you then. Still got a project showing up here, I hope at the end of this month, beginning of next month. We'll get back on it. I love you. See you in the future, guys. Have a good one.